Dick Company. Now let's go down on the field to Pappy Jack Dutton and our pregame guest.
Here's Dick and Bert for Evansville's only authorized Minolta dealer, A.B. Dick Products Company.
Huggy Toy Company.
Yes, I bought one of your company's baby dolls for my daughter.
Uh-huh.
The Betty Weddy, model 602.
Uh-huh.
That's the one that drinks and then... Only there's no instructions with her.
Yeah, I know. We underestimated how that little Dickens would sell, and our copier couldn't turn out enough copies of the instructions.
Oh, you should get a Minolta EP530R.
We don't need another small copier.
The Minolta EP530R is the bigger small copier.
Bigger, small?
You know, compact but heavy duty. It even reduces copies to half the original size.
I'll order a Minolta EP530R today.
And
I'll send you instructions on how to get the Betty Weddy doll started.
getting her started isn't the problem.
Oh.
See?
I see. We'll rush you the instructions.
And some paper towels.
Paper towels?
Yep,
okay.
The Minolta EP530R, the bigger small copier.
Contact the only authorized Minolta dealer. Call Rick Zayer of A.B. Dick Products Company, located at 1501 Allens Lane, or call 426-1496.
Jack Dutton with Coach John Leidy of the Castle Knights. Coach, in a few short years, you've come from a small team down the block to the big kid on the block. How do you feel?
Well, we feel good to be where we are right now, having won our first two ball games the A2 season, and we did play pretty well. We feel like we have a little momentum, but we really feel that the toughest part of our schedule is tonight and really about the next 3 weeks. And every team in the city that we have to play is very capable. And we realize that, and we have to be ready. But we've got a good start. We hope that can help us in our upcoming ball games. And I think our kids are mentally ready and physically in good shape. So we're expecting a big challenge from the Harrison Warriors. They're a fine football team, and they're a wide open team. And we're going to have to play one of our best ball games. We're going to beat them.
Well, you know one thing about your ball club, though. If you looking back over, as I said before, you started out with a small school, which has grown and now to where it's actually the largest school in the area. But you've done well. You've prepared well. You've set your feeder systems up. You start, as I understand it, you start with this system actually in about the 7th grade.
Right. Our junior high program has really been a big help to us. We have some fine coaches there, and our kids get used to what we're doing early and the winning way, and that really helps. Also, our weight program has been very instrumental in what we've done as far as success in the football program, and I'd like to give Bill Bennett and the coaches credit for that, because they've really worked these kids in the off season, and the kids have worked, and if you got that kind of situation, it really helps. And our kids go on the field saying, "Hey, we're stronger, we can beat people," and we've been fortunate to be able to do that.
When you have a physically large boy plus intelligence, which your ball club has, that gives you a big edge.
Well, right now we've been playing fairly intelligently, and we talked about that before we came out, and we are ranked, and we tell our people we want those players or the team to play as a ranked team, and they've got some things to live up to, and we expect them to play with their heads up each week, and that's what we have to do. If things go awry or things go wrong, you've got to hitch up a belt and go to work. And so I think we're physically and mentally ready for this contest.
Well, thank you very much, John. You know, we'll be seeing you again this year, and we're going to bring another game or two, I believe, of yours. And we're looking forward to this ball game tonight. Wish you a lot of luck, and certainly luck on a lot of the season. We've been talking to Coach John Leidy.
Thanks, Jack.
Thank you.
And back with more right after this from the A.B. Dick Company.
Well, you know, again, Castle's a fundamentally sound football team. Their offense is probably a little more diversified this year than it was last year. Defensively, they're basically the same. They're a little bit quicker on defense than they were a year ago, but they're not quite as big as they were a year ago. Offensively, they move the ball a little bit differently in different directions than they did a year ago. One time last year, they depend on power. This year, a little more speed.
Well, that's fine. I haven't had a chance to see them yet. We're going to see them tonight, and we'll see them a couple other times this year. We did see your first game, and I don't think anybody was more surprised than you were. I know we were surprised.
Well, we didn't feel like we played very well. That's not taking anything away from Central. You know, they're 2-0 now, and so they're a better football team than they were a year ago. But we just didn't feel like we played as well that night as we could. Again, that's maybe we played as a better team.
Well, by the way, I got to ask you, how's the boy doing?
Fine. Going up to see him in the morning. I open a stand for tomorrow, and he's made the traveling squad, and he's really excited about tomorrow.
Oh, great. Is he quarterbacking?
Yes, he's number 3 quarterback behind Campbell and Jim, what is his name, from New Mexico. Big kid.
Well, that's wonderful. I'm glad to hear that. I hadn't read too much about it, and I did want to be sure and ask you that tonight.
They had 6 freshman quarterbacks, and he turned out to be the number 1 freshman quarterback out of the bunch, which gave him a 3 position on the traveling squad.
Well, that's wonderful. Well, thanks very much, and good luck to you
On that offensive line.
Well, also on the defensive group. The defense is a little bit lighter, too, this year, but once again, they are quick.
Their quarterback is Mike Davis, a senior, 6'1", 175-pounder. He sets them up 1st and 10. They go to Dave Bosmer again, and he's hit almost immediately as he tried to go off to the right side. He stopped at around the 32, 33-yard line.
I'm going to say no gain on that one.
Ball is going to be placed at the 32, 33-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and still 10 to go. No gain on the play. Game has just started. 10:46.
I noticed that
in the first quarter.
The PA man's giving the name Brooksmer instead of Boxmer. Boxmer sounds better.
Mike Davis, the quarterback. The Brosmer brothers, Dave and Chris. Chris has not handled the ball yet. The quarterback, Davis, sets him down. Davis with a man in motion, takes the long count. He turns around, goes to Dave Brosmer again. He gets to the 30-yard line. He tries to sneak an extra yard. The officials see it, and they put the ball at the 30-yard line. He had a man in motion, Chris Brosmer, going to the right that time. And so far, the only ball carrier the Knights have used is cornerback Dave Brosmer, 6-footer, 180-pound senior. His brother Chris is 5'11", a 175-pounder. He's a junior. The tailback is Joe Dillman, a little guy at 5'7", 140. He's also a senior. They send a man out to the left side as they set it up. Man to the left is Deion Chester, one of the favorite targets. The quarterback, Mike Davis. Davis dropping back, looking for Chester, throwing deep. He's got his man behind him. He does not make the reception near the end zone. That time, Chester did a good job. He had his man where he wanted him, Pappy Jack, but he simply did not catch the ball. It might have been overthrown.
That's right. It was the man was in the open, and he had it going, but the lead was just a little bit too much. He's quick. I mean, that end got down there and got behind the defense. He got behind the Harrison defense, and he had it wide open. It was just overthrown.
So it'll be 4th down and 7. The ball is at the 30-yard line. 8 minutes, 44 seconds to go in the first quarter. You'll hear one of the coaches up here behind us, and you'll get some tips. He said to watch for the draw, but they don't. They fumble on the left side, picked up by Dave Brosmer. He tries to turn the corner, and he's driven out of bounds. Way short of the first down. He's driven out of bounds at the 27-yard line. And the Harrison Warriors have held the mighty Castle Knights at the 27-yard line. And Harrison takes over for their first offensive efforts of the evening against the very talented Castle defense. I guess you look at every part of this team, Pappy, and they have talented players at just about every position. They don't really have any weakness.
Now, they are a veteran ball club and a well-balanced ball club.
Or if they do, no one has sounded yet. By the way, we want to extend our appreciation to Norm Hall and WBNL in Boonville. We're using their broadcast facilities here tonight since they're set up to broadcast in this stadium. So Harrison has it, 1st and 10 at their own 27. They come to the near side to give this to Lamont Williams, and he tries to push his way to the 30. He doesn't get that far. Stopped at the 29-yard line.
That went to number 33.
That was Keith Kelly, the ball carrier. Keith Kelly coming right. Kelly, a 6'2 senior, 165-pound fullback. The quarterback for the Harrison Warriors is Bob Bader. Bader is 6 feet, 170, a senior. They come to the near side of the hash mark. The ball is at the 30-yard line. Man in motion going to the left side. That is Jeff Cunningham. Here's the snap. They give on the right side. This time it goes to Kelly again, and he's driven out of bounds.
That's Zookie Jones, was it?
How do you see those numbers, Pappy?
Number 23, Zookie Jones.
And he was not marked as a starter. Zookie Jones, he's a running back, 5'8", 154 pounds. He's a senior. And it'll be 3rd down and 5. Ball is at the 31, 32-yard line with 8:05 to go in the first quarter.
Here's the snap. The pitch on the left side goes to Zucky Jones again. Still on his feet. A flag flies as Jones is stopped short of the 35-yard line. PJ says it may be holding. He is stopped short of the 35-yard line, trying to go to the left side. They're calling a slipping. Tackle was made by Mike Hogue for the Castle Knights. Hogue is 6 feet, a 200-pound senior.
I look for them to turn it down. Maybe not. Maybe just take the 15-yard penalty and let them run it again. And this time they'll pass and they could make it.
7 minutes, 56 seconds to go in the first quarter of this game.
Third down. That makes it fourth down.
They are going to decline the penalty, so it'll be 4th down and 5. That brings in the Harrison kicking team. The ball is placed just short of the 35-yard line. Let's call it the 34 as the Castle Knights. Then there are 2 receivers deep. One of them is Dave Brosmer. The other man deep for the Castle Knights will be Kenny Brown. Brown, a 6-footer, 185-pound senior. Brown on the far side, Brosmer to the near side. 7:43 to go in the first quarter. Quick breaking. The kick is in the air, and it's going to be Brosmer, but he is calling for a free catch, and he takes it at the 21, 22-yard line.
I believe that was kicked in there by Lamont Williams, and he booted that thing that country mile.
Off for a fair catch at the 22-yard line. Lamont Williams really got a foot into it. And the Castle Knights take over 1st and 10. The ball is at their own 22-yard line.
That was 44 yards from the line of scrimmage in the air all the way.
Quarterback Mike Davis brings him out. He's this time sends 2 receivers wide to the left side. Dion Chester. Chester also has company on the near side, and Chris Brosmer. The pitch goes to Dave Brosmer going right, and he picks up a yard or 2 as he stopped just across the 20-yard line. Might have gotten a couple of yards. 7:24 to go in the first quarter. Lamont Williams in to make the defensive play for the Harrison Warriors.
He lost a yard.
It's a nice night to watch football. It's a hot night to be playing out there. 7 minutes, 9 seconds to go in the first quarter. The players would like to have a little chilly at game time, Pappy.
Oh, easy out there, too.
It's going to be 2nd down and 12. Here's the snap. They are jumbled up in the backfield. The give goes to Chris Brosmer, and he twists and turns across the 20, but still got very little, if any. Pappy lot. 6:45 to go in the first quarter. 3rd down and 11. Let's see what this does to the Castle offense. They bring in a new player. Joe Huff comes to the sidelines. And it'll be 3rd down and 11. The ball is at the 23-yard line. 3rd and 11 at the 23. Out to the near side comes Dion Chester again. Backfield lines up the snap. They go back. Davis on a draw play. No, he's going to throw left side. Complete. Incomplete. In and out of the hands of Chris Brosmer. Brosmer at the 30-yard line was all by himself.
You saw what he did. He turned and was headed downfield. The ball went right through his hands. The ball hadn't got there yet. He'd already turned to go.
And he had plenty of green to run on, and he caught that ball. He would have gone all the way, but it went right through his hands, and that's going to cost Castle a football. 4th down and 11. 6 minutes 12 to go in the first quarter. I'm getting a first-hand education here, Pappy, with his scout news to us. We know what's going to happen before it happens. Here's the kick, a low kick. It bounces at the 50, still bouncing. Picked up by the Warriors at the 45 and driven out of bounds on the far side for Harrison. Chuck Mathis, I believe. Kenny Brown made the stop, assisted on the play by Buddy Stinson. It was Jeff Cunningham who returned the ball for the Warriors. He only came back a couple of yards. Ball is placed at the 40-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Harrison Warriors. 6 minutes to go in the first quarter. No score. Ball is near the hash marks to the far side as the Warriors go to work again. With 6 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Man slid wide to the right. Man in motion coming to the near side is Lamont Williams. The snap, they go left with it and get it to the 45 across the 45-yard line.
That was Zuki Jones again.
And Zuki Jones picks up 5, maybe 6 yards on the carry going left. Stops at the 46-yard line. Chris Brosmer and Rick Van Hoos made the stop. Van Hoos. And it'll be second down and 4. Credit Zuki Jones with a gain of 6 on the play. 5 minutes, 29 seconds to go in the first quarter. Ball is at the 46-yard line. Again, a man in motion coming to the near side is Jeff Cunningham. The pitch comes on the near side and still digging. Kelly gets near the 50-yard line. He's still short the first down by a yard and a half. And it will be third down and about 2 yards to go. Ronnie Russell made the defensive stop for the Castle Knights. Third down, I call it 1. It'll be a very long yard, 3rd and 1. 4 minutes, 47 seconds to go in the quarter. Here goes Williams in motion to the left side. Instead they give to Keith Kelly. Kelly has the first down, going left, and he's across the 45 and into Castle territory at the 43-yard line. Defensive play made by Pat Lockyer. Lockyer, a senior, 6 feet, 190-pounder. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Warriors. Ball is at the 43-yard line. 4 minutes, 37 seconds to go in the first quarter. And so far, for most of the first quarter, Harrison has matched Castle, Pappy.
All the way so far. An excellent job in the early going.
Man in motion going to the left side, Jeff Cunningham. Instead they go on the left with Keith Kelly, and he picks up a yard or 2, gets it across the 40 and down to the 39-yard line. Kelly, the ball carrier, going left. Kelly gets a yard or 2. Van Hoos made the stop. One of the players and on the play for the Castle Knights. 3 minutes, 58 seconds to go in the first quarter. Out wide the near side is Ryan Jackson. Not back to the near side. The backfield sets him up behind quarterback Rob Bader. Man in motion, Lamont Williams going left. Here's the pitch on the left side again to Kelly. Kelly turns the corner, driven out of bounds at the 35-yard line. Kelly trying to go to the left side. And he is driven into his own bench. And just across the 35 to about the 34, maybe 34.5-yard line. We're going to call it the 34-yard line. Kenny Brown in to help out on the defensive effort. Third down and 2, 3:40 to go in the first quarter. No score. Castle and Harrison. A little later we'll be going to Robert Fish out at Central High School. An update on the Central Owensboro senior game. Man in motion going left, Jeff Cunningham. They go to the left side. They give, and
I think it's pretty close to a first down. Kelly carried the ball.
Ball is very close to a first down. They may want to bring the chains out to be sure.
My weather dial.
They're going to bring the chains out to be sure. It'll be very, very close. Pappy normally knows these things ahead of time. And he does have the first down. So the Harrison Warriors get the first down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line in Castle territory. The second first down of the game for the Harrison Warriors. Harrison with their second first down of the night. They are charging against Castle at the 33 with 3 minutes, 24 seconds. They go in the first quarter. Quarterback Bob Bader sets them down. Lamont Williams in motion, going right to left. The snap. There you go. Back up the middle. The give, I believe, is to Zuki Jones, and he is stopped at the 20.
Kelly again.
There's Kelly again up the middle. He stopped at the 22, 23-yard line.
Up 28.
Minutes, 52 seconds to go in the first quarter. No score. Castle and Harrison. The Warriors 0-2. Castle is 2-0 on the year. Castle has not been scored upon this year. Here's the snap. They pitch on the near side, and it goes to Zuki Jones, and he's stopped. Might have even lost a yard or so, coming right. They read that one, and they had Zuki pinpointed to the right side, and he was stopped at or before the line of scrimmage. That Locklear, first man to get to him. That'll make a 3rd down and 4. 3rd and 4. the 22-yard line. Ball at the hash marks to the near side. They set him down. Back to throw. The quarterback, Bader, throwing left. He has the man down there, and it is incomplete. Deffer Jones. That's downfield. They had Deffer and Jones, and he was all alone. He had his man behind him, and Jones failed to hold on to the football. So both teams early in the game have had a chance for the big play, and neither have been able to find a handle on it, and it's going to be 4th down and 4 at the 27-yard line. 4th and 4 at the 27 in Castle territory. Another big opportunity, this time for Harrison. A little earlier, Castle had an opportunity and were unable to capitalize. Now they set him up 4th down and 4. Ball at the 27-yard line. Hash marks to the near side. The Castle fans come to life as Bader drops back to throw again. He is in trouble, and he's going to be sacked. The Castle Knights make the big play, the one they needed. The man who got in there first for the Castle Knights was Craig Day, a senior, 5'10", 165-pounder. Day got in there in a hurry, then he had plenty of help, and that's one of the reasons, Pappy, why this Castle team hasn't been scored on this year. They tell me this team can make the big plays when they need to make them.
Well, they had to make it there, and they did.
And now the Castle Knights take over 1st and 10. Ball is at their own 33-34. They go with a draw play back up the middle to give us to Grossmer. He gets it across the 35. Dave Grossmer, I should say, to the 37-yard line. Dave Grossmer coming back up the middle. See that game on the tube last night, Patrick?
Well, all I have to say on that is, if that's the number 1 and number 16, we're in for a long
It's going to be a long football season if Pitt's number 1. And if North Carolina does anything but play basketball.
They're number 6, you know.
I know. Out to the left side comes Deion Chester, the favorite target of quarterback Mike Davis. Davis turns around, second man through, gets it. That's Dave Grossman. He's loose at the 45, the 50, and he goes into Harrison territory at the 48-yard line. Grossman for the 1st down for the Castle Knights. Oh, you can just see this Grossman biting at the bits to break loose, and he's already gained a ton of yardage, but boy, when he gets some space, Pappy, you can see why he is a tremendous running back.
He sure is. He carried the ball 7 times now for 52 yards.
There's the great combination of quickness and the strength. Backfield out of the eye behind their quarterback, and a flag blow is going to be a legal procedure against the
right tackle
Castle Knights. They had some movement up front, and that's going to cost them 5 yards. 43 seconds to go in the first quarter. 0-0. Castle and Harrison here at Castle High School. The first opportunity to broadcast the high school game here. Tomorrow night will be in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, where the University of Evansville tries to break that 28-game road losing streak against a very talented team from Eau Claire State, which won 9 and lost 1 last year. That'll be 1st down and 15 with 30 seconds to go in the first quarter. Mike Davis sets him down, drops back to throw, looking to the left side, throws instead up the middle, and it is intercepted at the 30-yard line by the Warriors. Man who intercepted the ball also had his knee go down. An interception made by John Jacobs, a 5'9", 155-pound senior. He picked it off in the secondary. Davis did not have a good throw that time. He lofted the ball, but didn't have as much on it as he did earlier when he had Chester down deep.
What was that, John? Who cut that?
So the interception made by the Warriors gives them the ball as John Jacobs comes up with a big interception as far as the Harrison Warriors are concerned. With the final play of the first quarter as the Warriors set it up with 6 seconds to go in the quarter. They may not get the play off. Now here's the man in motion. Deffer and Jones going left. Here's the snap. They do get it off. They come to the right side to give us to Kelly, and he goes 4 or 5 yards, and that's the end of the first quarter. Right now, we pause with the score. It is Harrison 0 and the Castle 0.
Zenith. The quality goes in before the name goes on. Full line of furniture, appliances, and TVs. Right now, the Zenith Color TV sale is on at Joy Sales and Service, 401 East Riverside. Save big on a Zenith Color TV now. Put joy in your home and money in your pocket.
The Harrison defense shows some strength as Castle tries to go to the right side. The first play of the second quarter, no score in this game. Here at Castle High School, the undefeated Castle Knights against the Harrison Warriors. Ball is at the 35-yard line. Harrison territory. The Warriors trying to move it out. Nothing the score. Undefeated Castle, 2-0 on the year against the Harrison Warriors, who are 0-2, but they look like a better football team than that so far tonight. It'll be 3rd down and 5. The ball at the 35-yard line. Man in motion to the right. The flip to the right side to Kelly, and he's up in it behind the line of scrimmage. Keith Kelly thrown for a loss. Joe Huff made the stop along with Rick Van Hughes for the Castle Knights. And he's thrown for a loss of 2. It'll be 4th down and 7. The ball is placed at the 33-yard line. 4th and 7 at the 33, 10:52 to go in the first half. And that's going to force Efren Jones to put his foot into it again. He'll finally kick it from around the 24. Kick is in the air and not as deep this time. It's going to drop at the 36. And they let it roll. Takes the Harrison bounce, and it goes out of bounds right at the 30-yard line. And that's where the Castle Knights take over. 1st and 10, nothing to score. Castle and Harrison here at Castle High School. 32-yard punt for Efren Jones. His earlier punt traveled some 47 yards. And it'll be 1st and 10. The ball at the 30-yard line. No score in the game, but 10:35 to go in the first quarter. Ball at the hash marks to the far side.
You know, I'd have to give this gentleman 37 yards. I don't know where he got his 32. He got his calculator.
The quarterback, Mike Davis, is going to go to the right side. He keeps hands off to Chris Brosmer, and Brosmer is stopped short of the line of scrimmage. I think he lost a yard or two, Pappy. Or
He lost 3 yards.
So Brosmer is stopped. Chris Brosmer. Brosmer, the junior of the Brosmer brothers, 5'11", 170 pounds. He did lose 3, and it'll be 2nd down and 13. And so far, the Harrison Warriors have been quite a surprise for the Castle Knights. Harrison sends the man out wide on the left side, dropping back, ready to throw, throws up the middle, and it is Jones right back up the middle. Jones is brought down almost immediately, but it is complete at the 36-yard line.
Deion Chester caught that. Number 88, Deion Chester.
The wrong lineup, Pappy. Deion Chester makes the reception at the 36-yard line. They gave us one of the lineup sheets, and they got half the numbers on one side, half of them on the other side. And if you fumble, you're in trouble. 8:21 to go in the first half of this game. Nothing to score as Mike Davis sets him down. Davis goes up the middle to Dave Brosmer, and he's stopped after a yard or so going to the left side. Brosmer gets very little. It's 8 minutes to go in the first quarter. No score. And now Castle again is faced with a 4th down situation. It'll be 4th down and 2. So the Castle Knights forced into a punting situation again with 8:48 to go in the first quarter. 4th down and 2. The Warriors send them in down around the 26-yard line. Here's the snap. He instead is going to run to the near side. It's Brosmer looking at the first down. He's got it. He's across the 50 to the 45, and the Castle Knights on a surprise play pick up the first down. Chris Brosmer was back to kick the ball, but instead on the decoy, he came to the right, had little trouble in getting the first down, takes the ball all the way to the Harrison 43-yard line, a first down for the Castle Knights.
That was a 20-yard run.
Offensive play for the Castle Knights gives them continued possession at the 42-yard line with 8.5 minutes to go in the first half. Davis sets him up out of the eye. His favorite target behind him, Dave Brosmer. Instead, they're going to go. Brosmer gets him up, big hole. 35, 30, 7 feet to 25, 20, 10, 15. He's into the end zone. Brosmer takes it into the end zone. He started at the, 45, 46-yard line, Pappy? 42 yards. 42-yard touchdown. That touchdown comes with 8 minutes, 22 seconds to go in the first half. And the Castle Knights have a 6-0 lead as they set up for the point after. And, boy, you could see what Brosmer, you knew he could do that. It was just a matter of getting the opening. That time he got some big blocks on the left side of that offensive line, a couple of strong blocks in the secondary, and he was gone. The kick is up, and it is good. Between the uprights, the kick by Matt McDowell, a 5'8 senior 160-pounder. Castle has the lead 7-0. Now we pause for this message.
Come and taste it. Pepsi's got it. Pepsi's got your taste for life. Come on and taste all that life can be. That Pepsi spirit lives in you and me. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Come and taste it. Pepsi's got it. Pepsi's got your taste for life. Come and taste it. Pepsi's got it. Pepsi's got your taste for life. You're the Pepsi generation. Come and taste it. Pepsi's got it. Pepsi's got your taste for life.
Harrison Warriors bring it back to the 15, 20, 25, 30. They've got a man on the open. He's going to score a touchdown. All the way to the end zone. Lamont Williams has just broken the unscored upon mark of the Castle Knights. And what a shocking play. He took the ball, Pappy, around the 12-yard line. 12-yard line. So that would make it an 88-yard touchdown return for Lamont Williams. And all of a sudden, the Castle Knights, a moment ago, were screaming, now have become stunned on this side of the field. And Lamont Williams goes in for the touchdown. What a quick turn of events. Oh, boy. Only 13 seconds to be left. We're going to give Williams an 88-yard touchdown. Boy, did he lose. He was gone. Right up the middle. Passing all to the left side. And that touchdown comes at 8:09. We go in the second quarter or in the first half. They go for the point after, doing the kicking for the Harrison Warriors. And it is good. Harrison has tied this game as James Duncan puts it in the upright. Now we pause again with a score. Harrison 7, Castle 2. Delayed kick by the Warriors. It'll be taken at the 10-yard. Brosmer comes up the middle. Dave Brosmer to the 25. Brosmer stops short of the 30-yard line. Brosmer at the 28, 29-yard line. That's where Castle takes over, 1st and 10. 8 minutes to go in the first half. Tied 7-7, Castle and Harrison. Castle and Harrison tied 7-7. Bill White is our producer. Largo Dorks is our engineer. Larry Kelton, along with Pappy Jack Sutton here at Harrison High School, or at Castle High School. We have a good one going. It's tied 7-7, 7:49 to go in the first half. Castle coming into the game was unscored upon until Defrin Jones rambled 88 yards. Here's the give on the left side. Chris Brosmer has a first down, driven out of bounds on the far side of the 46-yard line. Chris Brosmer, the man who decoyed the kick a while ago and got that big first down, picks up another big gainer as he takes it to the 46-yard line. Still in Castle territory, and it'll be 1st and 10 with 7:37 to go. First half. 7:37 to go in the first half. Now the Knights out to the right side send Dion Chester. He has not caught a pass yet in this game. They've gone mostly to the ground, mostly up the middle. Here's the snap. They do it again. Coming right. Gives to Chris Brosmer. Tries to turn the corner. He's stopped just short of the 50-yard line. Stopped at the 49. Brosmer brought down at the 49-yard line. First man in on the defensive play for the Warriors. Defrin Jones in there. And Jones, if he had to pick the most valuable at this moment, would probably be it on both ends of the field. 7:10 to go in the first half. We're tied 7-7, Castle and Harrison. It'll be second down and 6. The ball at the 49-yard line. 7-7 the score, 6:56 remaining here in the first half. Now we have an official timeout. Either an injured player or an equipment problem, one or the other. Seems to be an injured player on the field. Player is number 58. I don't have a number 58 for Harrison. So because they have the incorrect numbers, we can't tell you who the injured player is, except that he's wearing number 58. 7-7 the score. 6 minutes, 54 seconds to go in the first quarter. The Warriors now take a timeout. Tomorrow night we'll be at Eau Claire, Wisconsin, the University of Evansville against Eau Claire, a team that thoroughly defeated the Aces a year ago, and they had most of their people back except the guy by the name of Van.
And Larry, don't forget that right after that game, we'll hear the Memorial Rights game. We're going to bring that to you on delay right after the college game.
It's interesting to watch the progress of this Castle program, Pappy, because you remember 3 or 4 years ago when everybody began talking about Castle football when these youngsters were in junior high school, they were just developing, and they said, you just wait. Wait 3 or 4 years. And boy, it's all come to be a reality now.
It's all, this is a good, strong ball club. Of course, Harrison's playing a fine ball game tonight, too. But the Brosmer brothers, however they want to pronounce it, certainly, I thought, think put on a good show so far tonight. We have one of them. Dave has picked up 96 yards on the ground so far. Chris has picked up 37. So, look out.
We've just completed the longest timeout of the year. It's tied 7-7, 6 minutes, 54 seconds to go in the first half. Second down and 6, the ball at the 49-yard line. Castle in their own territory. The snap, they go to the quarterback, Davis, who throws a little lob pass to Dave Brosmer. Brosmer at the 35 as it moves it to the 30 and down to the 25-yard line. Dave Brosmer on the left side. He goes all the way down to the 25. Another first and 10 for the Castle Warriors. David Brosmer takes that ball to the 25-yard line. Brosmer by far the top ground gainer for the Castle Knights in this game. So it'll be first and 10. The ball is at the, you can see the marker, Pappy, 27. Here's the give on the right side. Oh, and just about breaking through. Chris Brosmer coming right.
Started at 25
and he has
15.
The ball all the way to the 15-yard line and about a yard short of the first down at midfield. That's less than a yard short of the first down. Efren Jones, the defensive player.
They're going to measure.
And they're going to bring the chains out to take a look at it.
Now they changed their mind again. Boys lost his shoes. Chris Brosmer lost his shoe.
Brosmer coming to the sidelines without a shoe. We have a timeout on the field. So 6:10 to go in the first half. We pause with the score. Castle 7, Harrison 7.
Aren't you hungry?
The very last thing we want to do.
As I've always said, I love girls.
6:10 to go in the first half. 7-7 the score. Second down and a 1 for the Knights. And they go to Dave Brosmer. He has the first down as he cuts to the left side and gets very close to the 10-yard line. Brosmer going left. And he stopped just short of the 10-yard line, but enough for the first and 10 for the Castle Knights. It is a 7-7 score with 6 minutes, 4 seconds to go in the first quarter, the first half. 7-7 score.
He has an even 100 yards now in 10 carries, so he's averaging 10 yards a carry.
Robert Fish, as you heard Cheryl White say, is standing by at Central. We'll go out there for a report in a moment. Here's the snap. They go to the left side to give us to Dave Brosmer. He dives to the 5-yard line. Brosmer with a gain of 5 on the play. It'll be second and go from the 5, I believe. And again, it was Efren Jones who made the defensive play for Harrison. second and 5. I think it's going to be second and 5 from the 6-yard line, so it won't be second and goal. Second and 5 from the 6-yard line, the far side. They give to Dave Grosmer, and he dives across the 5 this time, down to the 4-yard line. Gain of 2, and it'll be third down, and 4 yards to go at the 4. Making the stop again, Defrin Jones and Earl Cunningham this time. For the Harrison Warriors, it'll be, now they say third down and 1. That's right, third down and 1 on about the 2-yard line. Third down and 1, the ball down around the 2-yard line as the Warriors try to set up a goal line stand. Dave Grossmer in the touchdown. Dave Grossmer goes in for the touchdown, his second of the game, and Castle now takes a 13-6 lead. Grosmer's touchdown coming with 4:34 to go in the first quarter of this game, first half of this game. Matt McDowell tries for the extra point. Senior, 5'8", 160-pounder. It's 13-7, 4:34 to go in the first half. Immediately after this point after, we'll go out to Central Stadium and get an update on the Owensboro Senior affair. Here's the snap. It's down, kick is up, and it is good, and it's now 14-7. The Castle Knights have the lead. Now let's go to Robert Fish at Central Stadium.
Well, thank you very much, Larry, and good evening, everyone. Sorry for the trouble we had earlier. We've got a little bit of a runaway in the making here at Central Stadium. The Owensboro Red Devils leading the Central Bears by a score of 22-7. Story of the ball game, Mark Higgs. He's been the main man so far tonight. He has rushed for quite a bit of yardage. Don't have official stats on him. He has scored 3 touchdowns, and that has been responsible mainly for the lead, 22-7. Owensboro on top of it. Central hasn't been able to contain Mark Higgs. That's about the way it looks right now. Central's got the ball with 3:16 to go. Our score, Owensboro 22, Central 7. Let's go back out to Larry at Castle.
All right, Robert, we'll come back to you at halftime for another update. You heard the score. Owensboro Senior is leading Central 22-7. Higgs already has 3 touchdowns in the first half of that game. 4:34 to go in the first half here, 14-7. The Castle Knights have the lead as they put the ball in the air. Deep to receive on the far side is Kelly. Kelly brings it to the 25, and he's stopped short of the 30-yard line. In fact, at about the 27 or 8-yard line on the far side.
Did you get the feeling they kicked it away from
Lamont Williams? I think they went at great lengths that time to keep Lamont Williams away from returning the ball. Lamont Williams, if he joined us late, became the first player this year to score against the Castle Knights, and they took a kickoff return 88 yards into the end zone. That accounted for the lone Harrison score of the game. Man in motion, that is Williams coming to the near side. Williams now turns, but they give back up the middle. I think it's Zuki Jones. I think that's Zuki. And Zuki Jones makes it across the 30 to the 32, 33-yard line. 14-7, Castle leading Harrison. 3:55 to go in the first half. Zuki Jones, G-E-C-K-I-E. Senior, 5'8", but he weighs 154 pounds. It's now second down and 6. Jones got 4. Man in motion coming to the near side is Cunningham. They go right back up the middle again. This time to Kelly, and he's stopped. 35-yard line. Kelly stopped at the 35-yard line. That Lockbeer, linebacker, along with Russell. Rodney Russell made the stop, both linebackers. And it is third down and 4. Ball is at the 35-yard line, just across the 30, the hash mark to the far side. 3:03 to go in the first half. Quarterback is Bob Bader, B-A-D-A-R. He sets them up. Everybody in tight this time. Man in motion, Lamont Williams going right to left again. Long count. They are going. Oh, now the quarterback, Bader's in trouble. He stopped for a loss of a yard. Bader turned around. I think he was going to give to somebody, and they'd already gone by, and he's stuck with the football. And a swarm of tacklers short of the 35-yard line. He loses about a half yard. Van Houston Huff made the stop for the Castle Knights. Also in on the defensive play was Chris Gale. Gale, 6 foot, 180-pound junior. So it's going to be 4th down and 4, and that forces Deffering Jones to kick again. The Knights again send their 2 receivers deep on the far side. They have Chris Brosmer. The kick, and it's going to go to Brosmer, and it comes to the near side, taken there by Kenny Brown. He calls for a fair catch, and that's where Castle puts it in play at the 30-yard line. Kenny Brown on a fair catch, and it's 1st down and 10 for the Castle Knights at their own 30-yard line. 1st and 10, Castle at their own 30-yard line. First and 6. They're not real heavy, but it's 6. A minute 56 to go in the first half.
Still a young man hurt down there with his shoulder, and I'm waiting to see who's missing out there. Right now, it looks to me like it's good season. I don't want to say it. It looks like Dave Brosmer.
And we have an official's timeout now as they will get together and talk things over. So right now, we pause with the score. It's Castle 14, Harrison 7.
Joey Sales and Service, 401 East Riverside in Evansville. Your complete home center with the finest in furniture, appliances, and TVs. And right now, Joey Sales is having a huge Zenith sale. All in your home and money in your pocket.
Minute 56 to go as the Knights again go back up the middle. They give this time is to a new running back, Dave Brosmer. Is on the sidelines. The new running back for the Castle Knights is Neil Chapman. And as Chapman came across the left, and he gets the 1st down. Brosmer's on the sidelines. They're working on his left shoulder. That's Dave Brosmer. Of course, he's the man that they can't afford to lose out of this Castle backfield. But then you watch a guy like Neil Chapman come off the bench, and maybe they can't afford it. 1st and 10 as they go to the right, and they're stopped immediately at the line of scrimmage to give again the right side this time. Chris Brosmer, I believe. Neil Chapman again. Chapman again coming to the right, and he's stopped. Minute 22 to go in the first half of this game. 14-7, the Castle Knights leading the Harrison Warriors. It'll be 2nd down and 12. He lost a couple of yards. You can hear by our outside microphone, we have an extra coach here tonight. 1:08 to go in the first half of this game. We have an outside mic by a gentleman sitting outside who didn't realize he's by the mic. Here's the pass to Brosmer, and it may be complete. If it is, it's a fumble, a big scramble for the football, and it is at the 44-yard line. And I think Castle has recovered. They have. The Knights did recover at the 44-yard line. The man who made the recovery for the Knights was Mike Hogue. The pass had been complete and then batted away. Chris Brosmer had it and it was batted out of his hands, and that's when Hogue came in to save it for Castle. And it's at the 44-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 8 with only 27 seconds remaining here in the first half. Backfield sets it up out of the eye. Man to the right side. They're going to go on a reverse. Now coming to right and throwing down the right side is Davis. Incomplete. Pass intended for Neil Chapman. Pass intended for Chapman on the right side. Clock stopped with 13 seconds remaining here in the first half. 14-7. Castle has the lead. Harrison trying to catch up. 4th down and 8. The Warriors have given them a battle tonight so far. The big play, an 88-yard return by Lamont Williams with 8:09 to go in the second quarter. The first man, the first team to score on Castle this year. Now Castle again sets up to kick the football, but I'm not sure the Harrison Warriors are convinced they're going to kick it. Here's the snap. The kick is up, and it is going to be a fair catch taken by Harrison at the 13-yard line. Jeff Cunningham calling for the fair catch. Robert Fish standing by. Central will have another update on the Central Owensboro game a little later. In fact, we'll go to him at halftime as soon as the first half ends here. Robert, you'll have all the time you need during the halftime to give us an update on that game. 7 seconds to go in the first half. Castle leading 14-7. Dave Brosmer scored both touchdowns, one on a 42-yard run, the other on a 2-yard plunge. Lamont Williams, the lone Harrison touchdown, on an 88-yard kickoff return. Warriors set it up with 7 seconds remaining. Here's the snap. They go back up the middle, and that'll lead the
second half to get underway. Once again, the statistics, all Castle, 9-2 in first downs. They picked up 8 of those rushing. 204 yards to 44, 176 of that's on the ground. 6 passes to 1, and they've completed 2, Harrison none. The thing we're going to wonder about is, and we won't know until the second half gets underway, what about the young man, Dave Grossman? Now, they took him out in the first half in the second quarter. They had an ice pack on his shoulder. They had his jersey and his shoulder pads off, and we did not see him out there. Now we're going to look and see if we see him back in the lineup for this second half. He looked like he might have just been bruised a little bit. He wasn't too sore, it didn't appear to be. But I'm looking down the field, and as yet I do not see the young man out there. Of course, Castle's got a big squad, and they got a lot of numbers out there. And we're looking for him, and if we see him, we'll let you know, because, of course, if they maintain this lead, they probably wouldn't want to use him anyway. So they wouldn't want to take a chance of hurting him. Harrison should receive the opening kickoff for the second half because they kicked off the Castle prior to that. All right, now we're looking on the field. We're looking for number 28, and we do not see him. We see number 22 instead, who is Neil Chapman, who came in for Dave. Now, when Dave went out, he had already picked up 110 yards on the ground in 14 carries and had received 1 pass for 24 yards. So he's had a full evening, even if he doesn't play this second half. But he is quite a young man. He's a fine football player, tremendous ball carrier, has a lot of savvy, and I see him down there. He's got everything back on, but whether he'll play or not, we'll have to find out. He is down there. He is fully dressed for the start of the second half, and that's what I wanted to see. He won't be on the kickoff team, I'm sure. There goes Castle out, getting ready now for the kickoff. Harrison is lining up in the defensive, and Harrison will be going from our left to our right, or otherwise they will be going south. And this to start the second half, while Castle will be going north. We're in this enclosed booth. It's a nice booth, not a very large booth, but there's plenty of room. And there's a little breeze coming in here now, making this very bearable in here. The thing that upsets me is I left my field glasses out in the car tonight, and I don't like to do that. But so far I haven't needed them. We've been able to pick up these numbers. These are big numbers on both ball clubs. Of course, the field is in beautiful shape. I was out on the field talking to both coaches before the game, and just a fine football field. Here comes Castle. Here comes the kickoff. The ball's in the air. It's a real long kick going down, being taken there by... No, it's given on a reverse. The reverse is given to Jeffrey Jones. We got a holding penalty. We got a holding penalty coming up against Harrison, towards the world. The ball was handed off in there to Lamont Williams on a crisscross. But after the crisscross, they called the penalty. What are they going to call? Holding or clipping? We say holding or clipping. The block came from the side. It wasn't from the back. It came from the side.
I think it was clipping. I think it was holding while clipping.
That was on the 15-yard line, 16-yard line, so they'll take the ball back to the 8.
Or maybe clipping while holding.
That's true.
Dirty Dutton violation.
No, I got it. Okay, it's going to be an 8-yard penalty right off the reel against Harrison.
Our good friend Gary Johnson from Media Mix Advertising stopping by to let us know the latest in the world of Mr. Johnson. It's 14-7, Castle's halftime lead. Still at the moment as we begin the second half of this game. Castle has not dominated the game, as most people thought they might. Been a very good football game. Harrison has shown a great deal of stamina, both offensively and defensively, in the first half of this game. 14-7 the score as the Warriors go to work against the tough Castle defense. Now they back up. Expecting Bader to go to the air. They're deep in their own territory. They did not get a good field position, and they are stopped right back up the box. Tried to go back up the middle, and he stopped almost immediately. The give was to Kelly again, and Kelly coming to the left side. And they stopped him at the line of scrimmage, and it'll be second down and 10. Second and 10. The ball is at the...
Kelly's the workhorse. He carried the ball 11 times that first half for 32 yards. We told you that Dave Roscoe picked up 110 yards on the ground in 14 plays and 24 yards in the air. His brother picked up 37 yards in 5 plays.
Ball is at the 9-yard line. Man in motion going to the left side is Jeff Cunningham, the quarterback. Bader gives him plenty of time. Now they go on the left to give us to Zeke Jones. And he stopped at the line of scrimmage. You think they might have had a defensive chat at halftime, Babbitt?
Pardon?
You think Castle might have had a defensive chat at halftime?
Well, they're really ready for this line play. Harrison's going to have to open that line up. The only way they can do it is go to the air. Of course, they're on their own 10-yard line. That does make a difference.
It is 3rd down and 9. They pick up a yard on the play. The ball just short of the 10-yard line with 10:27 to go in the third quarter. 14-7. Castle Knights have the lead. Both touchdowns scored by Dave Grossmer. Now the Warriors send the man way out wide to the near side. That's Ryan Jackson, who hasn't been a receiver yet tonight. They also have Lamont Williams out to the right, but again they try to go up the middle, and again Castle shoves them back at the 10. And that'll bring on the kicking unit. The Warriors have not tested the air tonight against the Castle Knights, and so far they have been successful on the ground. I assume they figure there's no use going to the air when you're doing it on the ground, Patrick.
That's right. You don't have to do much, but, they're going to have to, Harrison's going to have to go to the air here. This thing, they're going to be buried all night long.
They're beginning to really key on the middle where they're sending Jones and Kelly every other play, and if they can open that secondary up a little bit, it'll also be an advantage for the running game. The snap, a very short kick by Deflin Jones. It's going to drop at the 35, bounces to the 40, and picked up at the 44-yard line by the Castle Knights, and they'll take it over from there. It was Chris Grossmer, who in heavy traffic, Pappy, went ahead and picked it up. He was going to try to take it downfield.
That was rather a foolish pickup. He could have got killed. He didn't, but he could have.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Castle Knights. The ball is at the 43-yard line. 1st and 10 at the 43. 8:21 to go in the third quarter. Castle with a 14-7 lead. Castle leading 14-7. They send the man out to the near side. That's Dion Chester. Here's the snap. They go up the middle. And to get little up the middle, the give was to Joe Dillman, a 5'7" senior, 140-pounder. So they still, Pappy, did not have Dave Grossmer in the lineup.
That's right.
He had a shoulder injury to his left shoulder, and he was out. He's dressed, though. Midway through the second quarter, he has not been back in since then, although he is still on the field. 8 minutes, 40 seconds to go in the third quarter. 2nd down and 8. The ball is snapped. Dropping back to throw is Davis. Looking to the right side. Puts the home run ball in the air, and it's incomplete downfield. It was intended for Chris Grossmer, and Grossmer had his man, but the pass is overthrown. Grossmer had outran his man. He had the yardage out in front of him, but the pass by Davis is too much, and it'll be 3rd down and 8 as the ball is brought back to the 41-yard line. 8.5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter. 8.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. 14-7 the score. Robert Fish is at Central Stadium. We'll go to Robert in a few minutes for an update on the Central Owensboro senior game. Here's the snap, dropping back. Davis again, stepping over the draw play up the middle, and he's hit and thrown for a loss. There went that time to Joe Dillman. He stopped for a loss. The ball is going to be placed at the 43, 44-yard line. That time, Harrison read the defense perfectly. And they stopped him back up the middle. 8 minutes to go in the third quarter. Ball is at the hash marks to the near side. It's 4th down and 10. Chester back. Is he going to kick the early run again? Earlier in the game, he was in a similar situation. Makes the kick and picked up the 1st down. Here's the snap. This time he does kick it. And a good one going to the near side. They let it bounce, and it does go into the end zone. You really got to put into that one. 47-46 to go in the third quarter. Now let's go back to Central Stadium and a quick update from Robert Fish on the Central Owensboro game. Robert?
Well, thank you very much, Larry, and things aren't getting too much better here for Central tonight. Owensboro has just scored again. A 4-play, 55-yard drive capped off by a 37-yard touchdown pass to Randy Henderson from Brad Locke, the Owensboro quarterback. The PAT was good. Owensboro now leads at 29-7 over Central. Mark Higgs, 23 carries, 211 yards. Our score here at Central, Owensboro Senior 29, Central 7. Back to you at Castle, Larry.
All right, Robert, good job. And as you heard it, it is Owensboro Senior 29, Central 7. Here's the man in motion going to the left side as Harrison comes to Kelly on the right side, and he is stopped short of the 25-yard line. Kelly coming to the near side. 7:37 to go in the third quarter. 14-7. The Castle Knights have the lead. Neither team has scored in the second half. Dave Grossler scored both first half touchdowns for the Castle Knights. Chris Scales in to make the defensive stop for the Castle Knights. The PA announcers giving the entire starting lineup for the moment. 14-7 the score. Castle has the lead. 7 minutes to go, third quarter. It's second down and 7. A long count for the quarterback Davis. Now he almost fumbled. He's going to be sacked back at the 15-yard line. Davis with a long count that time. Then he fumbled the ball, and when he did, that enabled the Warriors' big front line to throw him back just short, or just over the 15. And now they're going to mark the ball at the 20-yard line. So it's put down at the 20-yard line. It'll be third down and a 10 for the
Taylor's not just having a lot of luck tonight, is he?
Harrison Warriors.
They clobbered him pretty good there.
Later that time had trouble finding a handle on it, and by the time he did, everybody else was gone. He was all by himself in the backfield. Out to the right side, he sends Ryan Jackson. Slot to the near side is Lamont Williams. The snap, they go up the middle on a draw play, and it is Zuki Jones, who doesn't get very far. He stops at the 23-yard line, and that'll bring on the Harrison kicking team once again. 14-7, Castle has the lead. 5:53 remaining in the third quarter of this game. Castle undefeated. The Knights are 2-0 on the year. The Harrison Warriors looking for their first win, but they're a better football team than a lot of teams are 0-2 this time of the year.
Kelly goes back in on the kickoff team.
Big Duffer and Jones doing the kicking. He gets the snap, puts it in the air. He booms this one pretty good. It's at the 43-yard line, 44 at first. They wanted to call for a fair catch, then decided to try and go with it. Regardless, Castle has the football, first and 10 at the 45-yard line. Kenny Brown is the man who bounced on the ball. Ball is at the 46-yard line. Short 46-yard line, right in the middle of the field. It's first and 10 for the Castle Knights, who have a 14-7 lead with 5:21 to go in the third quarter.
We got a timeout, I think, so we got an injury timeout over here.
Have an injured Harrison player back at the 40-yard line. If we can pick out his number, he's suffering from a right.
That's Lamont Williams.
Like a right ankle, or is it a left ankle?
I think it's a Charlie horse.
They're working on it. It's like the calf on his left leg, and they're working on it.
You got to run off.
It is Lamont Williams, who earlier this game ran an 88-yard return into the end zone to become the first player to score on the Castle Knights this year. That touchdown came with 8:09 to go in the second quarter. He's going to go to the sidelines, but I think he'll be back shortly. It appears to be a Charlie horse, and they're working on it on the sidelines. Out to the near side is Dion Chester for the Castle Knights. Mike Davis sets him up. Slot to the near side. The long count again by Davis this time out of the eye. Gives right back up the middle. Here comes Chris Grossman. He's loose going down the left side. And Grossman is going to go all the way for a touchdown. Well, the other Grossman brother goes into the end zone for a touchdown. Pappy, what's the yardage you show on that one?
54 yards.
That touchdown comes at 5:03 to go in the third quarter. So Chris Grossman goes into the end zone. And now it's a 20-7 Castle lead. They go for the point after with 5:03 to go in the third quarter of this game. Well, this Grossman, both the Grossman
so
brothers really fly. Looks like Chris Grossman might be a better breakaway runner than his brother Dave, but maybe a little stronger, Pappy. Now we have a flag as the snap is made on the point after.
Well, how do you like that now? Chris has now just moved his total up to 91 yards.
The infraction is against the Harrison Warriors, so they may remove the kicker, Matt McDowell, and try something different. Offsides against the Warriors. McDowell does come out of the game, and apparently they're going to go for a two-point play now, Pappy.
So it looks that way. Look for Mr. Oh, we got Dave back in there now? Yeah, we got Dave back in there. Dave Broxman's back in the line. We'll let him get the extra point. He's going to play a flanker. He's going to play a slot down. He's a slot man on the left side. He's the wide man.
And he's in motion going left to right as the quarterback Davis goes down. Dave Brosmer way out to the right. The pitch goes to Chris Brosmer, and he is in. Chris Brosmer goes in for the two-point conversion. Now we pause for the score. It's Castle 22 and Harrison 7.
It's football time again. Long trades and the best deal ever on a Zenith Color TV. Joy Sales and Service, 401 East Riverside, for a great deal on a great TV. Zenith, put joy in your home and money in your pocket.
Harrison Warriors bring the ensuing kick out to the 35 or 36-yard line. Now the Knights have a player down on the far side. We'll have another immediate official's timeout. They have a Castle player. Looks like he might be against Central. Mark Higgs with 3 touchdowns, 211 yards, and 23 carries against the Bears. There's the snap throwing left is Baden, and the pass is complete. They get very little yardage out of it. He's knocked out of bounds.
Caught by Zucky Jones.
Zucky Jones knocked out of bounds on the far side of across the 35 to the 36-yard line. 4:35 to go in the third quarter, 22-7. Castle has the lead. It'll be second down and 8. Jones gets a couple on that one. Ball at the hash mark to the far side. Out to the near side comes Ryan Jackson. And if I'm not mistaken, Pappy, that's the first pass play that's complete. First pass play. There's the snap. Dropping back again is made it a throw. Throws right, incomplete. Pass intended for Zucky Jones, but I think that time he just wanted to get the ball down. And it is incomplete because Bader was getting rushed that time, and he saw Jones on the side. Jones was fully covered.
I don't know how that ball went that direction, though. The man was wide open because he was being rushed, but he still had time to throw it, I thought. But it was a play-action pass. Lamont Williams is back in the game right now. He's over. He's the wing-back on the right side, split out.
Here's the snap, and dropping back again is Bader to throw. This time he is sacked at the 20-yard line. Bader sacked all the way back at the 20-yard line. The first man to get in there was Craig Day. He got plenty of help as he got back to Bader. So it's going to be a deep situation for Harrison now as they have to kick out of their own territory, and they'll be putting it in the air back around the 15-yard line. So the Warriors, who have not thrown the ball all night, all of a sudden go to the air on 3 consecutive plays, and the last time they do, they eat it, and it'll go to the Knights, who will receive the ball down around the 40, 45-yard line. Oh, and a bad snap. Low kick is across the 45 near the 50-yard line. It goes across the 50 into Castle territory, and it stops at the 48-yard line. So Castle gets the ball in pretty good field position on the far side at the 48. With 3 minutes, 23 seconds to go in the third quarter. Castle ranked number 7 in the state of Indiana.
At least 7. Nobody's seen him up north yet.
The Castle Knights take over, 1st and 10. The ball is at their own 48-yard line. The snap, they go up the middle. The give is to, I believe, Joe Dillman. He gets
about the 49
to the 50-yard line. The ball carrier was instead Neil Chapman, and he gets across the 50. Chapman to the 49-yard line in Harrison territory. We're still going to call it the 50 right over the 50-yard line. 2nd down and 8. Chapman gets a gain of 2 on the play. With 2:42 to go in the third quarter. Efren Jones goes out to the right side goes Dion Chester. Backfield sets up. Man in motion coming to the near side is Chris Brosmer. Long count. Brosmer's out there dropping back. Davis to throw. Looking right. Throws in traffic and it's intercepted. No, it is incomplete. For a moment it appeared the interception was imminent. Lamont Williams over there. Williams had a chance to catch it. Ball went right through him, and it's an incomplete pass. Moving the ball back to the 50-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 8. 3:23 to go, 2:23 to go in the third quarter. 22-7, Castle has the lead.
Mitch Marsh was hopping up and down on the far side over there. He thought it was offensive interference.
Castle jumped out in front 7-0 on a 42-yard touchdown run by Dave Grosmer. But on the ensuing kickoff, Lamont Williams shocked everybody by running back 88 yards into the end zone. The point after gave Harrison a 7-7 tie at that point before Brosner went in from 2 yards out with 4:34 to go in the first half. Dropping back, Davis, and a big rush on. Davis is going to get sacked back at the 33-yard line, 38-yard line. Davis receives his first sack of the game. Big rush on up the middle that time by the Harrison Warriors, and they never did give Davis a chance to set up. And it's going to be a loss of 16 of 18 yards, and it'll be back at the 38-yard line. It'll be 4th down and 20, and that's going to force the Knights to send the ball in the air. Different receivers now in the game. For Harrison, they have on the near side. It's like John Jacobs on the near side. It is, and on the far side, they have Cunningham. The ball takes a Castle bounce, however, and it drops all the way down to the 15-yard line.
But they're going to bring it back.
They're going to bring it back now. Apparently without a bounds, just short of the 20-yard line. Minute 37 remaining, third quarter, 22-7, Castle with the lead. Harrison has it 1st and 10. The Warriors get the football back. Even their own territory, the ball is at the 18-yard line, at the hash marks to the far side.
Well, if Harrison can contain Castle's big plays, they can keep the score fairly decent, you know. Castle, though, they're so explosive.
22-7, Castle leading, a minute 37 to go, third quarter. 1st and 10 for the Warriors at their own 18-yard line. A little screen pass up the middle. It's complete to Ryan Jackson, and Jackson burst out to the 35-yard line. Make it a 36-yard line. So the Warriors again going to the air, and Ryan Jackson picks up the 1st and 10. The ball is at the 36-yard line. Jackson now comes to the right side this time. The slot on the near side is Jeff Cunningham. Backs are split behind the quarterback, Bob Bader. Bader drops back in the pocket, throws up the middle, and it is nearly intercepted. It's incomplete. The defensive player was Kenny Brown. Pass was intended. Good pass. Cunningham was the man down there. They also had Brett Stevens down as a receiver. 2nd down and 10 for the Warriors. The ball just across the 35-yard line with a minute 11 to go in the third quarter.
Lamont Williams is back in there. I would say he was going to be a man in motion this time. He's still on the spot on the far side.
Bader sets him down, slot to the left side, Lamont Williams, and he goes straight down looking for the pass, makes the turn, again it's incomplete.
Right to his hands.
Williams with a turn, he was right there, but it goes right to his hands again. Another incomplete forward pass. He's at a 3rd down and 10, still at the 35-yard line, just short of. There's 1:06 to go in the third quarter. Make it just over the 35-yard line. 1:06 remaining third quarter. Castle's Knights leading 22-7. All the touchdowns have been scored by the Brosman brothers. Dave from 42 yards out and 2 yards out. And Chris Brosman went in from 57 yards out. Lamont Williams has the lone touchdown for Harrison, an 88-yard kickoff return. Now we have whistles blowing all over. I think the Warriors may have taken too much time in the huddle.
Oh, it's
going to be against the Knights. Offsides against the Castle Knights.
That's his coaching.
A year or so ago, they thought about calling that encroachment, but as the PA announcer has insisted, it is offside.
It's all right. I know how to read. Rule book says encroachment.
What rule book is that?
All of them. All of them.
1:06 to go, third quarter, 22-7. Well, Mrs. Dutton told me about Pappy the other night. Encroachment. Backs are split, dropping back to throw. Bader, he throws in heavy traffic, incomplete off to the left side. And that's going to force the hand of the Warriors again with a minute 2 to go, third quarter. 29-7 was the last score we had at Central. The Owensboro Senior Red Devils crushing the Central Bears tonight. And Mark Higgs has been running away with that one. He had 211 yards, and that was about 15 minutes ago, and he has 3 touchdowns in the game. We'll go back to Robert Fish when we have a chance and get another update. Here's the snap, the kick by Efren Jones coming to the near side. Chris Brosmer takes it at the 25, and he's to the 30-yard line, to the 35, the 40, 45, the 50-yard line. Brosmer, a flag flies. Brosmer is going to be brought down from behind at the 28. Now a fumble, but we have a flag upfield. And a fumble at the 28-yard line, but a flag back around the 50-yard line. Patrick, did you see the infraction?
Yes, it was clipping. Happened right down in front of us.
And it is going to be a slipping penalty. Going to be a 15-yard clipping penalty against the Castle Knights, and that'll move the ball back to the 40-yard line, or are we going to go with it?
Yeah, that's
41-yard line. So we'll go back to the 41-yard line. 44 seconds to go in the third quarter. Castle leading 22-7, and it'll be 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line. 1st and 10 at the 41 for the Castle Knights behind their quarterback Mike Davis. 6'1", 175-pound senior. There's that slipping penalty indicates another tremendous run by Chris Brosman. Here they go back up the middle, and again.
Almost 2 yards.
And again, the Harrison defense reads them perfectly up the middle, and they stop him a loss of 2 on the play with 24 seconds to go in the third quarter. Brosmer trying to go back off the left side, got nowhere, and the ball is just short of the 40 at the 39-yard line with 12 seconds to go in the third quarter. When this quarter ends, we'll go back to Robert Fish and an update at Central High School, and it's going to end before the play gets started. So now let's go back to Central Stadium, an update from Robert Fish. Robert?
All right, Larry, thank you very much, and if things could get any worse, they certainly have. Owensboro is making a ride out of this one. Our score, 44-7. Owensboro just exploded. We're still in the third quarter. There's a long pass. It is complete by Central. Down on the 20-yard line of Owensboro. 21 seconds to go third quarter. Our score 44-7. Mark Higgs has left the ball game right now. Looks like he's got a cramp in his right or left leg, one of the two. Unofficially, 24 carries, 266 yards, and 3 touchdowns. So once again, our score, Owensboro 44, Central 7, 21 seconds to go in the third quarter. Larry, back to you.
All right, Robert. And as you heard him say, Higgs now has 200, make that 266 yards in that game, 3 touchdowns, and a total of 44 carries. It's 2nd down and 12, dropping back, throwing up the middle, complete Davis, and the left-hand side, and down to the 23-yard line goes Neil Chapman, and it's another first down. Make that. Is that Neil Chapman?
32. That is Joe Huff.
Joe Huff, a 6'1 junior, 175-pounder. Joe Huff has the big first down for the night, takes it to the 23-yard line. Now Harrison calls the defensive timeout at the 23-yard line. So we have timeout on the field. We pause for the score. Castle 22, Harrison 7. 3 to go in this football game. The ball is at the 23-yard line in Harrison territory as the Castle Knights go to work again with a 22-7 lead. Chris Brosman has scored the lone touchdown of the second half. They go to the left side. They give again to this time Joe Dillman, and Dillman twisting and turning. He gets down across the 15 to the 13-yard line. Chris Dillman, the ball carrier for the Castle Knights, and they have pretty good depth in their backfield. The Brosman brothers are the stars of this backfield, but they can also go 3 or 4 deep and not be hurt that much, which also is a credit to the offensive line of these Castle Knights. 11:24 to go in the football game, 22-7. The Castle Knights have the lead out of the I formation. Man wide to the right side. They give off to the right. It's to Dillman again. And he twists and turns and gets 4 or 5 more yards. He goes very close to the 10-yard line. The first down for Castle at the 11. Happy says the 12. 11 minutes remaining, 22-7. Harrison is trailing the Castle Knights. 1st and 10 for Castle at the 12-yard line. Football doubleheader tomorrow night with the Purple Aces in the opening game. Here's the snap. They go to the left side. It's Dillman again. And Dillman goes across the 10. He picks up 4 or 5 yards out of my view, Pappy.
He's down about the 6-yard line. Dillman, this kid, I mean, they kind of reminds me of Wright of the years gone by. You never know who they're going to run next. They got a bunch of horses out there.
It'll be 2nd down and 5 at the 6-yard line. Ball at midfield. Out to the left side again. They send Dion Chester, but he hasn't caught anything tonight. They haven't thrown to him. They go to Dillman on the right side. He stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. What game do you have tomorrow night, Kevin?
We have Memorial Wright.
At the bowl?
No, at low field. Should be a good one. Should be a good one. Really should be. Wright coaching staff is here tonight, scouting Castle and Harrison both.
Memorial?
So Wright is not here tonight, scouting. That's one of the small too. Wright is all I see.
3rd down and goal at the 6-yard line. Here's the snap. They're going to go back to throw. Davis throws to the end zone, and it is complete. Touchdown in the end zone to Neil Chapman, and the Castle Knights extend their lead.
Who caught that? Was that Dave or Neil?
Neil Chapman goes into the end zone. 6-yard touchdown play. That touchdown comes. 9:39 to go in the football game. Kenny Brown will try the point after for the Castle Knights, who now lead 28-7. Kick is up, and it is good. And we pause down with the score. Castle 29 and Harrison 7.
Joey Sales and Service, 401 East Riverside in Evansville. Your complete home center with the finest in furniture, appliances, and TVs. And right now, Joey Sales is having a huge Zenith sale. All 1982 Zenith TVs in stock have been drastically reduced to make room for the 1983 models arriving daily. You can save like never before on the complete line of Zenith color TVs. It's football time, and now's the time to buy, because the friendly round man will give you a square deal on any Zenith TV in stock. Check Sunday's newspaper for specific prices, but hurry to Joy Sales and Service now and save on Zenith. The quality goes in before the name goes on. See the Zeniths and save on them now at Joy Sales and Service, 401 East Riverside. Put joy in your home and money in your pocket.
The Warriors on the return kickoff bring it back 4 or 5 yards. They picked it up at the 25. Let's see who the ball carrier was as they go back to work. And it was Lamont Williams who is dropped at the 27-yard line. Lamont Williams to the 27-yard line. 29-7. The Castle Knights have the lead. WROZ Evansville, Indiana. The Castle Knights leading 29-7. 8 minutes, 9 seconds to go in the game. Got 9:07 to go. Here's the snap, dropping back. And throwing deep, Bob Rader, and it's incomplete. Bob Bader's pass intended downfield for Lamont Williams, but it's overthrown, and it'll be 2nd down and 10. So the Warriors again going back to the air. The first 3 quarters of the game, they stayed on the ground, and now the last 5 or 6 minutes, they've gone almost entirely to the air.
Well, Larry, they haven't gained anything on the ground. They've got to do something. They've got to get some sort of an offense around this If they can hit 2 or 3 passes, then they can go back to the ground, mix them up a little bit.
Vader, the quarterback, 6-footer, 170-pound senior, touched him down. He has a slot to the right side. He drops back to throw in the pocket. And looks like his arm was dead as he tried to get rid of the ball that time. They're not going to call any infraction, so it'll be an incomplete forward pass. And make a 3rd down and 10. At the 29-yard line. 3rd down and 10 at the 29.
Harrison is really just trying to use some clock as well. They don't want to plug in with it.
Here's the snap, dropping back. Now they go to the draw play. Up the middle against the Kelly, and he is manicured at the 32-yard line. With all the trimmings, he stopped at the 32. Maybe short of the 32. I think his forward progress is up even as far as the 33-yard line. 8:35 to go in the game, 29-7. The Harrison Warriors trailing Castle. So it'll be 4th down and 7, and again Lamont Williams will kick the ball, this time around the 25-yard line when he finally gets into it. Deep to receive will be on the near side Kenny Brown. Brown is the man who's going to take it. He's calling for a fair catch, however, at the 26-yard line. Brown, the fair catch at the 26, and that's where Castle takes over. 1st and 10 at the 26.
I got in 42. That's all right. Boy, I'll tell you what, Larry, I'll be glad when I can stop sleeping under air conditioning. I got my coat and I can't get in of it. But it's so cold. I have to do it. I didn't get that moisture out of it.
To turn your air conditioner on.
I can't. I don't need the air conditioning. What I need is a dehumidifier, I guess.
Vacation in Arizona is how we doing.
Aren't you hungry for Burger King now?
Moved it up to the 28-yard line, Larry. That was the first try. And carrying that ball that time was Joe Gilman.
7:46 remaining. The score is 29-7. The Castle Knights have the lead, looking for their 3rd win. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Ball is at the 28-yard line. The snap. They go off to the right side. They have a new quarterback for Castle now. They have Greg Mooney in there, and the ball is to the 32-yard line. The ball carrier again was the man who scored a touchdown a moment ago, Neil Chapman. And it'll be 3rd down and 4. Greg Mooney, the quarterback. He's 5'11", a 165-pound junior. Ball is to the hash mark to the near side. Mooney again, the quarterback. His other running back in there now is Scott Thurman. Here's the snap. They have a mix-up in the backfield. The give comes on the near side to Joe Dillman. And Dillman gets it across the 35 to the 39-yard line, 38-yard line. Castle has the 1st down. Scott Thurman in there is one of the running backs. He's only a sophomore. He's 6 feet, a 180-pounder. And it is 1st and 10 for the Castle Knights at their own 38-yard line. Ball at the hash marks to the near side. 6 minutes, 44 seconds remaining. 29-7. 29 seconds, 7. Castle has the lead. Man to the left side. Picked up defensively out there by Cunningham. Here's a man in motion coming to the near side. That is Chapman. And we have an offside penalty that's going to be called. And even Pappy that time mumbled the words offside.
I sure did.
He sure did. Truth always surfaces.
That is the legal motion. I was wrong.
Procedure penalty called against the Knights. That'll be 5 yards and put the ball back to the 32-yard line.
I can't believe that be a traitor to the rule book.
6.5 minutes remaining. It's 29-7. The Castle Knights have the lead, ranked number 7 in the state of Indiana.
1st down and 15.
First and 15, and the ball is not the 32, but rather the 34-yard line. 6 minutes, 24 seconds remaining. Man in motion is coming to the near side. That's Chapman. A long count again. Dropping back. Quarterback Mooney throws to the left side to Deion Chester. Chester still on his feet, and he gets across the 50 and goes into Harrison territory at the 49-yard line. Man has been seldom used tonight. Deion Chester, a 6'2", 175-pound junior. Chester bowled his way across the midfield stripe and gets it to the 48 or 49-yard line. Now we have a Harrison player getting up slowly. A leg injury of sorts. Looks like a right ankle or right knee.
Harrison Castle game.
And we have 6 minutes, 11 seconds remaining in this game. 29-7. Castle has the lead. They have the ball first and 10 at the Harrison 48-yard line. They go back up the middle and get nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. The ball carrier, I didn't see that time, Patrick. Was it Chapman?
20, number 85, actually, I think it was. Looks like Kenny Brown.
No gain on the play. Back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be second down and 10. 44-15 now. Owensboro Senior is leading the Central Bears. Second down and 10. Quarterback Mooney sets him up. Mooney now to the right, gives it to Dillman. Dillman to the 45, now to the 40-yard line, across the 40. And Dillman is driven out of bounds. He is right at the 40-yard line as he leaves the playing surface. And it'll be a couple of yards short of another first down. It'll be third down and a long one or a short two as the ball goes to the hash marks to the near side. 5 minutes remaining. It'll be third down and a long yard to go. Ball at the hash marks to the near side. The young quarterback, Greg Mooney, 5'11", 165-pounder. He's going to go back up the middle again. This is on the right side to Dillman. He stopped short of the first down at the 40-yard line. Joe Dillman, 5'7", 170-pound senior. Here's the snap. The pitch comes to the near side to Dillman, and he's not going to get it. He's driven out of bounds. He didn't make it. Dillman didn't make it. He was driven out of bounds. In fact, before he got to the 40-yard line, he lost a yard on the play, and the Harrison Warriors take over just across the 40-yard line with 4 minutes and 7 seconds remaining. First down on home, 42. A good field position. Let's see if they can mount a drive. Call at the 42-yard line. First and 10 for the Harrison Warriors. Their lone touchdown came on an 88-yard kickoff return by Lamont Williams, who outran the field to score. Here comes Williams to the near side, going right to left. The give goes on the right side to Zuki Jones, and he's stopped at the line of scrimmage. Jones is stopped without any ground. And it'll be second down and 10. Tomorrow night, the University of Evansville against the University of Wisconsin-Eau Claire. At Central Stadium, the Central Bears trailing Owensboro Senior 44-15. That game is in the final quarter. Robert Fish, our man on the spot tonight at Central Stadium. Mike Wolf is away tonight with the Aces soccer team. Here's the give. They come back up the middle, get to the 45-yard line. Maybe a little more than that. The ball carrier again was Keith Kelly. Kelly gets to the 46-yard line. 3:17 remaining. 29-7 the score. Castle has the lead. It'll be third down and 6 at the 46-yard line.
Larry, next Friday night, they've got Castle right at like 4.
It could be an interesting football game indeed. Yes. Third down and 6 at the 46-yard line. The quarterback, Bob Bader, sets him down. Man in motion. Lamont Williams coming right to left again. They instead go to Kelly, and he stops. Kelly stopped and or before the line of scrimmage. Keith Kelly, he's a fullback, 6'2", 165-pounder. He's a senior. And it'll be 4th down and 6 for the Harrison Warriors. Again, going deep to receive. Kenny Brown to the near side. The receiver on the far side will be Chris Brosmer, who scored a touchdown earlier in the game, going 47 yards. 2:18 and counting. It's 29-7. Here's the snap, a little bit low. Efren Jones recovers, sends a low kick, and the two receivers collide, calling for the fair catch. The two receivers collided, going for the fair catch that time. 22-yard line. It'll be at the 20. About a 30-yard shoot. 22, 23-yard line for the Castle Knights with 2 minutes, 9 seconds remaining. Go with Pappy and call it the 22. Keep Pappy happy at the 22. Well, Mama said on the 22nd anniversary, right? I don't believe in half yards. 32nd anniversary. 42nd. Here's the snap. And the give on the right side to Dillman. He gets to the 26. Dillman coming right to the 26-yard line. Clock was a little bit slow in starting that time. 29-7. Castle leading. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Gain of 3 for Dillman. They placed the ball at the 26-yard line. Now to bring Dillman out of the game. Another running back comes in for Castle. That is Jeff Michael. Michael is 5'10", a 165-pound sophomore. And he's going to get it. Michael going to the left side. He picks up 5 or 6 yards. Stops short of the 30. Right around the 28, 29-yard line. The sophomore gets the carry. I would imagine most of the reserves have had a chance to play quite a bit for Castle this year. They beat Boonville a week ago, 52-0. You would assume the reserves played a considerable amount of time in that game. They probably also saw some action against Mater Dei. Oh yeah, 28-0. And they've all seen some action tonight. The screen pass up the middle. It's incomplete. Pass was intended for Kenny Brown up the middle, and it's incomplete. 4th down and 4, and that'll bring Castle's kicking team quickly back into play with 49 seconds remaining. Don't forget the wrap-up show, the Locker Room Report, presented by Kite Lumber of Newburgh. Immediately following the game, and a wrap-up on the Central Owensboro Senior game with Robert Fish at Central Stadium. 49 seconds to go, 29-7. The powerful Castle Knights again showing why they're ranked right now number 7. They may be a little closer to the top when the ratings come out next week. Here's the snap, the kick, and it's not a bad kick. It'll drop at the 37, bounces across the 35 and down to the 30-yard line. 38 seconds and counting to go in the game. Again out to the near side. The man in motion is Cunningham. He makes the turn a little bit too soon. The officials saw it. The flags fly. The throw, the left side is incomplete. 10 as the Warriors set it up again at the 30-yard line. Here's the snap, dropping back. Later to throw, puts it in the air. A high pass. Lamont Williams down there. So is another receiver. It goes incomplete. Ryan Jackson, the other receiver on the play. The clock goes down to 3 seconds. 29-7 the score. Castle has the lead. It'll be 4th down. 4th down and 10. They will really not kick the ball. Oh, yeah, they're going to kick it. That tradition? No, you don't want to let them get a better chance. I mean, they don't want to let the ball be intercepted. I'll say that. And they got 10 yards to go. And they're not going to win anyway, so they might as well go down there and keep scoring again. Think I'm buying all that stuff? Throw the bomb and go for it. He might run. What do you have to lose? He might run. You know the kicker. He had Efren Jones, and he could do it. It'd be interesting if he would do this. Impossible. Here's the snap. It's a little low, but he's going to kick it anyway. And it is recovered by Castle, and Jones going for the tackle, throws him out of bounds, and one of the officials gets it. And the ball game comes to an end. The Castle Knights won their 3rd game in a row, and they win it impressively, 29-7. I think Buddy Stinson blocks it. And it has been brought to you by the Pepsi Cola General Bottlers, by Burger King, by Joy Sales and Service. stay tuned now for the Locker Room Report, which is coming up next.
Zenith. The quality goes in before the name goes on. And the sale is on now at Joy Sales and Service, 401 East Riverside in Evansville. All 1982 Zenith color TVs in stock have got...
For a free estimate of your move, call a member of the Atlas family. Shetler Moving and Storage. 423-5234.
You by Kite Lumber of Newburgh. And now let's go back to Central Stadium. Robert Fish and an update on the Central Owensboro Senior game. Robert?
All right, Larry, thank you very much. And we're all over with out here also. This ball game just wrapped up a few seconds ago. Owensboro winner 44-15. We're really pounded on Central tonight. Let's wrap up the scoring for you real quick. First of all, Owensboro struck first blood. Mark Hayes, a touchdown run, led it 6-0. The PAT was no good. The only bright spot came for Central. They went ahead in this ball game. Jim Nelson took a 65-yard run up the middle, and the PAT was good by Central. They led it 7-6. But Owensboro had enough of that. That was going to be the end of the Central scoring, except till later in the fourth quarter. Owensboro, Higgs ran twice, back-to-back 2 touchdown runs. One of about 12 yards, the other of 29 yards. And Owensboro had 2 points both times, and they had a quick 22-7 lead. That ended the scoring for the first half. The second half, thing for Central just completely fell apart. Mostly in
The final score here at Castle High School in Paradise, Indiana. The score is 29-7, Castle over Harrison. And a game that was completely dominated by the Castle Knights tonight. Looking at the statistics, first down for Harrison, they had 2 rushing, 1 passing for a total of 3. While the Castle Knights picked up 12 on the ground, 2 in the air for a total of 14. 14-3 in the first down. Harrison had a net 52 yards on the ground, 20 yards in the air for a total of 72 yards. While the Knights are picking up 246 on the ground, 50 in the air for 296 yards. The Harrison Warriors attempted 7 passes, completed 2. Castle attempted 11, completed 4, had 1 intercepted. 2 fumbles, both by Castle. They recovered both of them. And penalties, 2 against the Harrison Warriors for 10 yards, 4 against the Castle Knights for 30 yards. The Harrison Warriors were forced to kick the ball 9 times tonight for 34 yards, while the Castle ball club kicked 4 times for 42 yards. Harrison ran 64 plays in scrimmage, and Castle ran 61. So the statistics show that Castle had the big edge. 14-3 in first down, 296 yards to 72. Even ran more plays, 61-54. And overall, just held a dominance that the Harrison Warriors could not overcome this evening. The first score came with 8:22 to go in the second quarter when Dave Grossman, on a 42-yard run, scored. It was extra point was by McDowell. It was 70 yards in 5 plays. That made the score 7-0 in favor of the Knights. Taking the ensuing kickoff was Lamont Williams. He took it on his own 12-yard line for the Harrison Warriors and raced 88 yards to give Harrison their biggest thrill of the evening. The extra point was good, and the Harrison had tied Castle 7-7, and for the first time this year, the goal line of the Castle Knights had been crossed. So with 4:34 to go in the second quarter, Dave Brooksman for the Castle Knights crashed over from the 2-yard line to give the Castle Knights the lead they were not to relinquish. The extra point once again get by McDowell with 71 yards in 8 plays. With 5:03 to go in the third quarter, Chris Brooksman this time circled in the backfield, cut over left tackle, went 54 yards for the touchdown, and then after a 2-yard penalty had been called against the against the Harrison Warriors, they decided to run for the play. Brooksman cut around right end for that for the 2-point play, and that made the 8 points made it 22-7 in favor of Castle. And that was just 54 yards in 1 play. He took the first play from the scrimmage after an exchange of punts to score. And then with 9:39 left to go in the fourth quarter, Neil Chapman this time took a 6-yard pass in the end zone to score. Matt McDowell once again kicked the extra point. It was 59 yards in 7 plays, and Harrison had been beaten by the Castle Knights 29-7, and that was the final score. As we look at just some of the leaders for Harrison tonight, the leading ball carrier was Keith Kelly with 47 yards. He carried the ball 17 times. Zuki Jones carried it 8 times for just 23 yards. While the Knights side of the ledger, Dave Brooksman carried it 14 times for 110 yards. Now, he did not carry the ball at all in the second half. He was injured before the first half was over, and he did not carry the ball in the second half. He was in the game some, but never carried it. He also received a pass for 24 yards, so he had a fair night. His brother Chris carried the ball 7 times for 89 yards. And that, of course, gives the two boys between them 199 yards, and that's a pretty good day's work for a couple of brothers. Joe Dillon carried the ball 11 times for 29 yards. Joe Huff only carried it once, and he got 36 yards. He came in late in the ball game, got his chance, and really made it count. And that's the way the game went tonight. Harrison, of course, being defeated by Castle. Finals watching the Rice Panthers and the undefeated Memorial Tigers tango.
So a doubleheader of football tomorrow night here on WROZ, and hope you'll join us. We'll be on the air around 7:15 from Eau Claire, Wisconsin, about 70 miles due east of the twin cities of Minneapolis, St. Paul, and back tomorrow night for the Rice game.
Joe Slaney will be calling the play-by-play on that. I'll be there to back him up.
And then we'll join you again next Friday night. We'll see the Castle Knights again when they play Rice at the Rice Bowl. Hope you enjoyed it. Castle wins its third in a row, 29-7 over Harrison. The Warriors now 0-3. Cheryl White has been our producer. Largo